So gratitude is of the highest frequency, as you can see there, right? And if you look at it, um, um, what is that? It is guilt and shame is right at the bottom. Because it's right at the bottom, it is hardly any frequency there. So if you are always feeling guilt and all, you are actually vibrating at a very low frequency, and it'll be very, very hard for you to attract what you want into your life. So if you look at it, gratitude is even higher than love, right? It is so high, it's just below God consciousness, actually. Okay. Now, what you have to know is that um, fear and anger, which we all feel, right, a lot of the time, it is still higher than shame and guilt. If you look at the chart, right, fear and anger is somewhere, it's not very high, but it's higher than guilt. So actually, a lot of people think that fear is the opposite of love. No, fear is not the opposite of love, as many people think, right? Because why? Just imagine this. Why do you have fear? Because when you have fear, you're saying that I'm still worth something. That's why I'm angry, right? I'm trying to protect myself. I'm still worth something. I don't like what I see. You know, you're saying that I'm trying to stand up for myself. So anger is actually a form of love, but a negative expression of it. But there's still an element of love because you are willing to have anger because you're willing to stand up for yourself, right? Now, guilt is very damaging because guilt is like you're devaluing yourself. You're saying that you're dismissing yourself. You're saying that I don't belong. I am not worthy. I'm not deserving of any arguments, right? Whereas if you have anger, it says that I still deserve something. I am valuable. But with guilt and shame, you're saying that, oh, there's nothing to live for anymore. I am giving up everything. I am nothing. So guilt and shame at the bottom of the list is it's it's completely like I am nothing. I don't belong here. I am completely unworthy. So I should just go away. So it is actually a complete devaluation and dismissal of the self, which is totally the opposite of love, which means that I completely accept who and what I am. So if you can look and then understand this frequency, right, you can see that the ones in the pink, the one that is on guilt, on shame, they are such low vibration that if you're always feeling guilt or you're feeling shame, this vibration is so low and it's in your body. And if you are broadcasting that to the universe, to out there, then this vibration is going to rob you of your abundance emotions, right? So what happened is that the emotion is so low that it is actually an abundant robbing emotions. So it keeps you sort of in a vicious cycle, right? Round and round. So what I want you to understand is why it is so important for you to feel how you feel, right? So whenever you feel all those things like guilt, shame, you're actually vibrating at a very low level. And then you wonder why you can't attract things into your life. Why is it that things are not working out? Okay, now let's look at the first one. Okay, the first one is actually gratitude. Okay, gratitude, a lot of us will look at gratitude and you feel that, oh, I'm always grateful. But how do you really feel your gratitude? How do you actually really feel it? You know? So the question is that do you only feel if somebody gives you something? Or do you feel a gratitude if out of the blue something happens to you that is out of the norm and then you feel gratitude, right? But gratitude, to build a aura of gratitude, an aura of abundance, an aura of attracting things into your life, I feel that gratitude is number one. It is the most important, and it is actually the base for accessing all the other energies into your life to attract a reality of your choosing of what you want in your life, right? So, but what you need to understand is that to bring to your consciousness is that you are receiving all the time, actually. It's just that we take it for granted and we don't realize it. For instance, if your children are safe at home and they're in bed, that's abundance, that's a blessing. If you got a roof over your head, that's a blessing. You go out for a walk and you catch a beautiful sunset. That's abundance. So you're receiving all the time. The other day, I walked the dog and I stood under a tree, and the wind came, and all the leaves deadly fell down. It was so beautiful. It was like autumn, which we don't have in Malaysia. But that again, it's also abundance because you are receiving all the time. When you hear some good music, or when your friend brings you some really nice, delicious food, or you go down the road and you're able to afford things, afford food, afford whatever, and your children comes and say, mommy, I love you. You have to recognize that all these you are receiving every microsecond of the day. But if you have put your consciousness and your focus that you are receiving all the time, then you will start to vibrate at this frequency of gratitude, which is very, very high. So you're broadcasting to the universe that I am abundance, right? You're aware that you are receiving abundance all the time. Because a lot of the times we don't, we take it for granted, right? So once you are aware and you start to be aware of all the abundance in your life, what is going to happen is that you will automatically start vibrating in your body system a very, very high frequency. Okay. And what does that mean? Why do I want to vibrate so high? Because when your frequency is very high, it is very easy for you to then attract what you want into your life, your reality of your choice. You will find that more synchronicity starts to happen. Things, more miracles start to happen. You start to be in the miracle zone. But because you're feeling gratitude, and you are broadcasting that, then the energy becomes very inviting, right? Very cohesive, you know. And it and what it does also is every time you feel gratitude, like you said, oh my God, the sunset is so beautiful, right? You are also in the present moment because a lot of us tend to be in the future, in the past. We're never in the present. But when you are aware of all the blessings you're receiving every day and you start to vibrate at an aura of gratitude, right? Then you are also in the present. And why is that important? The reason why it's important is because not only do you need to vibrate at a high frequency to attract things into your life, to manifest things into your life, you also must be in the present. Because just know this, nothing is ever created in the future. Everything is always created right in the present. Actually, that's the basic key to manifestation, right now. So gratitude will shift you to a higher frequency and you will attract much better things in your life. So what are the oil should we use? In Malaysia, we don't have gratitude EO, but it was free at one time, right? So let's say you are one of those who seems to vibrate at a low frequency and seems to focus more on what you don't have than what you have, then this EO is a fantastic EO. Okay, if you need a little help to feel something grateful for, to get you to realize what you want, then this is a fantastic oil. It helps you with the feeling. It helps you to see clearer on what you have. Okay. So the first thing is gratitude. Very important. Gratitude puts you in a very high vibration and it puts you in the present moment. The next thing, the next skill you have to look at is actually envision. Now, why? Because now, as I was saying, as we move into the fourth density energy, we are very, very light, which means that there's not so much gung in the energy, which also means that it is very easy for you to manifest, right? So manifestation is now very, very fast. So in order for you to manifest, you need to know what you want in the future. You need to see what is your future reality that you want in your mind eyes, in your imagination. So, so everything we want, we have to start with the ability to dream it, right? And you have to be able to look. For instance, right? If you go into a grab car or a taxi, you don't tell the taxi driver to say, you don't say to them, okay, drive. He will say, go where? And you will never reach your destination. You go round and round. So you must need a goal. You must need to know where you want to go, what you want to achieve. You don't need to have a big dreams to start with. If it's difficult for you, maybe little dreams, right? Little ones, to start with a small one and then manifest that. Okay, so you have to have a vision to see where you want to be. Okay, and just remember that we are powerful because we can dream and we can imagine. Because if you can dream it, the dreams are meant for you. If it occurs to you, they are meant for you. So a vision is very important. First is gratitude, to put your frequency in a high so that you can broadcast that. And then is a vision so that you will be, you know where you're going, you know where you want to go, you know what you want to achieve, right? So the oil to use is actually Envision. Envision is a very good oil that helps with procrastination. If you're procrastinating all the time and you have no motivation and you seem to feel a lot of negative emotion, and that means that you have emotional block. You see? So what you want in your life, you are capable of manifesting it actually. It is not about you cannot manifest. It's about you are blocking it. The emotional blocks that blocks it from coming into the physical reality, right? And where did the block come from? Of course, it comes from belief systems. But of course, we're not going into that today. Now, so Evision essential oils also help with the left brain, which means that it opens up your left brain to create, to imagine, to dream of things more clearly, to point you in the direction of where you would like to be in the next few months or the next year, right? And it opens up to creativity and intuition, and it is just amazing. So if you need a little bit of help, that would be a good oil. Now, where do you put the oils? Okay, most of the emotional oils are about the same. It's on the forehead, on the wrist, at the back of the neck, the feet, or at the back of the ears, things like that. It will bring you a calm, and this particular oil will bring you a calm, and it will also bring you or help you to organize your thought forms, right? So that's that's a vision oil. Now, the next oil is present time. Now, why is present time important? Because, like I said, right, you create your reality only in the present. You cannot create in the future and definitely not in the past. But we are so clever. We tend to live never in the present. We tend to live only in the past and in the future, right? If we live in the past, we are putting in our energy body so much of regret, right? Oh, I wish I did that. I wish I do that. And you start to regret, right? And not only is it putting a stress on your emotional body and your physical body, the other thing it also does is that it starts to it compromise on your immunity. It's very easy for you to get sick. That's why a lot of illness, when people say, why are you sick? They will then say, oh, I am stressed out, right? So when you are very stressed out and you are, because you're living in the past thinking of what can be done, or in the future of, I'm so worried about this or that, your immunity goes down, and what happens is that your body then becomes a host to diseases. So, so it's not good to stay in the past. You can learn from the past, but don't stay there. Regret is another very low frequency energy. Okay. Now, the other thing also is that we tend to spend a lot of time in the future. So we're not available today, and we don't know what's happening, right? And then we will go and say, oh, I don't remember seeing that. And you go for, let's say, a holiday, and you have no idea what happened, because you are like, oh, I think I went on a holiday, but I don't remember much of it, you know. So, we need to be in the present all the time, because you have to remember this: everything in the future is always created now in this present moment, right? And never in the future. Okay. So you don't want to say, where did the time go? We shall pay attention to it, you know? So being in the present time is the key to progressing and moving forward, actually. You are now, and you say, this is where I want to go. And then, so it's very important now. Present time is available in Malaysia, but it's a little bit costly, but it smells incredible. And you can use it as a perfume. So that's number two. Number two is you have to have a vision. You have to know what you want in the future. Okay, number three, it's creation. Now, why creation? Okay, now creation is very, very important right now. Okay, it's one of the most important energy. Actually, at the moment, creation energy is on steroids. Okay, now some of you are going to say to me, but Sika, I can't create. We are human beings. We all can create, right? If you, okay, let's say, or if you doubt that you can, whether you can create or not, you just take a blank piece of paper and you start doodling. Just let your hand go, right? And at the end of it, if you look at it, you've just created something. You've just created an amazing picture. You've just created, either a beautiful picture or maybe one that you don't like. But whatever it is, you've created something. Whether you like what you created is another story. That is a personal judgment on yourself, right? It is, it is nothing to do with creation, it's just your own perception, right? So you need to start with this new energy. You need to create. And one of the, actually one of the oils for creation is orange, but I didn't put that down. Orange is a very, very cheap oil, and it is amazing. It is an oil that works on your left brain, and it really helps you to create. Okay, the oil to use is inspiration. Okay, what is inspiration? Inspiration, I love this oil. It is so nice. I love, love, love. I diffuse it all the time in my little room, right? What it does is that it increase your awareness of things around you, and it also enable you to connect with the spiritual connection, right? It is a very high frequency oil. Its inspiration is amazing, right? It uses things like cedar wood. It uses not sandalwood but royal sandalwood. You know that's very rare, right? And it uses frankincense. So these oils, right, cedarwood, royal sandalwood, frankincense, they've all been used for hundreds of years by the Native American to enhance spiritual connection with their creator and with the divine because of the nature of it being such a high frequency. And it also helps to open the third eye and the throat. Now, why is that important? Because the third eye is allowing you to see more than just what you see in the physical reality. It allows you to go in and see what you want, things that are not in the visible light, right? I'm not talking about going to see ghosts and things like that, not those things, right? And the other thing also is that it also opens the throat, which means throat is creativity chakra. It opens the throat. You say things as you meant it. You are there standing up for yourself, right? You are able to communicate who and what you are. Okay. And what the inspiration also does is that it releases the negative thought forms that blocks your connection with the divine. Like, you say, oh, I am nobody. I cannot connect to the divine or the spiritual realm. And, I am left. I'm being abandoned, things like that, right? It releases all these negative thoughts, and it delete all those blockages so that you may connect with with the divine, with the spiritual energy to harmonize the mind and the body. The usage again is the same on the third eyes, ears, wrist, neck, feet, all chakra points. Okay. So the next one is, as I was saying, because the energy is so light at this point of time, it is a lot easier to manifest your dreams. But be aware, not only is it manifesting your dreams, it can also manifest your nightmares. Why? Because the energy out there, the manifestation energy out there is not biased. Whatever you throw out, it gives you back. That's why I say frequency is very important. So if you generally vibrate at the gratitude frequency of a very high frequency, you are throwing out all the blessings and the abundance, and that's what you're going to attract back into your life. Right now, so if you are vibrating at guilt, vibrating at shame and fear and anger, that's what you're vibrating out, and that's what you're going to attract. So the energy is not biased. It's just going to be attracted to you what you give out. And especially now, why I put this on is because for a long time, it takes us like, pulling a bullock cart to manifest. But right now, it is a lot easier, and you will find that you think about something and then you see it happening the next minute, right? So it is now easier. So which means that you need to be really, really careful what's in your head, what you are thinking every day. Yeah. So only have good thoughts. Now, so what is happening also is that the next thing is that you have to connect to your soul intention. Okay, why I am saying soul intention is because, as I told you much earlier slides, that everything is energy, and then in turn, energy equals frequency. That's why Gary Young, when he, every time he does his oil, or how he does his oil, is that he's fanatic about keeping the frequency high. And in some of his talks, he says, not only have we got the healing energy of the oils, we also have the frequency that goes with it, which a lot of companies don't have because they don't care about the frequency. But Young Living does. They really, really make sure that it's the highest frequency. So when they have their own farm, right? They don't just go out and say, okay, harvesting season, bring it out, cut everything. Okay, we've harvested. They don't do that. They send their scientists out every 2 hours, 3 hours to check the frequency. When the frequency is at its highest, then only they harvest. But that can only be done if you have your own farm, right? Okay, let's go back to this slide. Connect with your soul intention. What is soul intention, right? There's basically only two energies in the world. There is an energy of expansion, and there is an energy of contraction. The energy of expansion is the energy that you are sharing, the energy that is that you want to help people, and it is an energy that embraces everything. Okay. Now, ego intention is about me, 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 me. Okay. The last energy, ego intention, was very strong. Everybody was about themselves. But now, for you to move forward, that's no longer the case. The case now is that should you want to manifest something, make sure that you also know that it is to benefit other people as well. Okay? Not just for yourself. Now, what is soul intention? What's the difference? Okay, let's look at soul intention first. Soul intention is something that comes from your heart. Oh, yeah, this is what I want to tell you. When we were in the old frequency, we were in the point of what you want in your head, then you take the action and you manifest it, right? Now, the frequency now is no more. We've now moved to the heart, which means that what you want in your heart, think of what you want in your heart for you, not for anybody else, but for you. Then you put into action and you manifest it. Okay? So soul intention is actually comes from your heart. What it does is that it responds to the voice of your higher self, your higher mind. Okay, it is something that makes your heart sing. It is something that you can't wait to wake up and do it, and you tend to want to move towards your potential, your gifts that came with you. Okay, so what it does is that soul intention actually align you to become more of who you already are, to make to propel you to your future self, who and what you are. Yeah. And it always, always, always comes with the service to humanity. What is it for humanity? What am I, how am I doing that can help humanity? Right? It is not like an ego intention where it's me, 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 everything is me, I don't care, I bulldoze you down as long as I get it. Yeah. So it's the other way around. Heart is always for service. Now, the old style, which is the ego intention, the problem with that is that we tend to plug ourselves into the collective consciousness. So what it says is that my neighbor has a Mercedes. I think that that is an implication that it is abundance. I think I will go and get a Mercedes as well. Okay. Then you look in the advertisement and it says, when you carry a Chanel bag, you belong to the elite upper class. Okay, I am going to manifest a Chanel bag. If I cannot, I will buy a Chanel bag, an imitation, right? My neighbor has a new Louis Vuitton. It's very, very nice. Okay, I'm going to manifest that. If I can't, I will buy a Louis Vuitton. Something like that. That is still a sort of a luxury. But is it what you really, really want? Or is it just a collective consciousness that you plug into that plays a part that tells you that you have this, you are more atas, you are more high class, you are more of the elite group, people will respect you more. Is it because of that? So you have to think, you have to unplug from the collective consciousness and think about your soul intention. What is it that you want? Recently I sort of connect to my soul intention and I realized that I've got too many bags, shoes, and clothes. So I, so what I am going to do is that, so what I am going to do is that I start to give them away, or I start to, like put it to pre-love and sell it off because I don't need it. I've collected so much of it right now. So when you are plugged into the collective consciousness, what happened is that a lot of people has gone into it and they put so much fire into it and they're able to achieve their goals. I'm not saying that it doesn't, it does. But after they have achieved it, they are still unhappy because it's like, oh, that wasn't it. Something is missing, right? And then they say, oh, okay, I'm going to chase the next dream, right? And then they realize that they're still lacking in somewhere. Maybe they're lacking in health, maybe they're lacking in family, maybe they're lacking in not enough time, right? Um, and they focus so hard, they achieve it, and then they said, no, that's not what I want. Now I have all the money, but I don't have the time and the health to enjoy it. So it means nothing. So they go off chasing again, right? So just remember this: when you manifest, connect to your soul intention because this is for you and nobody else, right? Ego intention sometimes is other people interpretation of what abundance is. It may not be your abundance, right? Now, some people might like a lot of money, big CEO, big company. You look at them, wow, what an amazing life, right? But for you, you might think, wow, I want to be that because that is so amazing. But when you get that, you think that that's not what I want. What I actually want is to just have enough to be home with my family. So your intention must be different. So you must be very, very, very clear. Yeah. Now, okay. Okay. The ego intention. Okay. The energy of expansion, the heart soul intention is expanding, right? Now, if you are very, very just okay, so this is expansion energy. You can do an experiment. If you're very, very angry, right? You tend to do this. Okay, you just open your hands up like this. It is very hard for you to remain angry actually because this is expansion energy, right? Whereas ego intention is mostly contracted. It separates you from other people. I'm better than you. I am smarter than you. I am richer than you. It tends to segregate. It tends to separate, and then you start to split up because you de-unify, right? And then you start to disconnect with people. So that's the energy of soul intention and the, no, the energy of ego intention and soul intention. Sorry. Okay, now let's look at the formula for manifesting your dreams. Okay, okay. Now there is a three layers there. The first one is intention. What is intention? Intention, like we say, right? You have to know what you want. So intention is like this. Intention is you know what you want and you're clear. And what you do is that you send it out to the universe. You send it out to the cosmos and you send it out. It's like you taking an order. I want this. Okay. So you send it out. The second thing is to have attention. What does attention mean? Attention means that you have to connect the feeling to it. That's why I say if it's not a sole intention, it's very hard for you to connect an emotion to it. But why is the emotion and the feeling important? Because the feeling and the emotion is what pulls it back, right? Now, intention is that you how do you say you throw it out to the cosmos. You throw it out to the energy, and you say, "This is what I want." Right? Now, attention, which is the emotions, is now saying, "Okay, now I this is what I want." So, with the emotion and feeling, you're pulling it to you. So that's important. So a lot of people they put in intention and they never put in attention to it. So it doesn't come back. It just goes out there. It doesn't come back. So you know, attention is very very important. The emotion and the feeling, and that it has already happened and it is important to you. Okay. Now the third one is no tension. What does no tension mean? Okay, no tension means that you don't keep digging it out. Okay, an example, you go to a restaurant and you order spaghetti, right? So once you order, you will sit there and do nothing. You will talk to your friends or you will go on your phone and you just wait, right? I mean, you don't go into the kitchen and ask the cook, have you started cooking? Have you done the pasta? Or what sauce are you using? Or how are you doing it? So no tension is about once you have put the emotion, you've told the customer what you want, put in the emotions and everything, you let it go and you let it come to you in its own time, right? You don't constantly check it. It's just like when you grow a plant, you put a seed on the soil. You don't dig it up every day to see, oh, is there roots yet? Oh, is there roots yet? No, you wait for it to grow. So when you are actually trying to attract things into your life, it is exactly the same way. Now, so what are the things that you will need for that? Now, number one, you have to focus on the present tense, not future tense. What does that mean? Use the word I am, I choose. Okay, now, for instance, if you use things like, um, dear God, I want, da, 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 da. I want actually contains the energy of, I want actually contains the energy of, I don't have it. So I want it. I don't have it. So you are now broadcasting a frequency at this present time of I don't have it. So the energy coming in that you're attracting is I don't have it energy. Okay? And that's not the energy you want to broadcast out, energy of I don't have. You want to broadcast an energy of abundance, right? So you will do things like I am or I choose, right? For instance, you don't you don't say something like I am no longer broke. I'm no longer broke. The word broke, it contains the energy of being broke. I'm no longer broke. So you're broadcasting broke, 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 broke. How are you going to attract money into your life, right? So instead of saying that, you use the word I have all the finances I need flowing into my life, which means that you have to use words that are in the present moment as if it has already happened. Because in your head or in your mind, if it's already happened, it would then, with the energy, it would then manifest it into physical reality, the same thing. Okay? So what you have to do is that you have to evoke the highest vibration, which is I am, I choose, right? For instance, my daughter reminded me, we went to one of the housing, real estate thing, and I saw a little apartment. And I said, oh, when I in the future, I wish I could buy one like this for myself, right? And she says to me, Mommy, you can buy now. Just say, I said, I don't have the money. She says, no, then you say, I choose, you know, I choose to buy this later on. That means you are telling the universe that I have it. I just choose to buy it later on. That's it. So I choose. Okay. So if you are the one that has got no financial freedom, or maybe you don't have time freedom, then you have to say, I am now financially free and I have money flowing into my life all the time. I am so time free that there are so many things that in my life that give me so much time that I am able to do what I want. So always have and focus on the present tense, never, ever, ever in the future tense. Okay. And you are going to evoke the highest vibration because in your head it has already happened, and then because of a lead time, it will then manifest into your physical reality. Yeah. So choose words that are uplifting, that are powerful. Okay. And what it does is that it actually juice up your intention. Okay. Remember, intention is what you want, attention is the emotions that go with it, and then no tension after that is to just let it manifest on its own time. Okay. Okay. The next one is energy sovereign. At this point of time, very, very, very important. And I think for a lot of us, this is one of the most difficult lessons because we tend to give away our power all the time. All the time, we give away our powers, right? So you will need to learn to have your boundaries. You need to have energy sovereign. Keep your energy body clean and sovereign. That means that only your energy, not collective consciousness, not your neighbors, not the supermarket people, not the people in your life that are toxic, right? Keep your own energy body clean and sovereign. Okay. What it means is that it only contains your energy and nobody else. Right now, I will put it is a concept of uh, self ownership. Okay, self ownership. You own yourself, and this is only me, and this is only my energy. Okay, and this is very important because if you are going to manifest things and you are going to have a soul intention, you want to make sure that it belongs to you, right? You don't want other people having an influence or deciding your journey for you. Especially for Asian, our parents do a lot of that. You should be a doctor. You should be an engineer. You should be an accountant. These are all the top profession, right? And then you go to school and you become an engineer and you come out and you say, I don't want to be an engineer. I think I'm going to, be an artist, right? So you have just manifested somebody's somebody's intention, not yours. So be very, very careful and allow your children to have their own as well. Okay. Now, so it is very important for you not to have other people influence you and thus deciding your journey for you. It's your journey, it's you. And speak your truth and speak for yourself. Okay? Don't say, oh yeah, never mind lah, and then let people bully you or use you. This is the time where this is not going to work, okay? This is the time where you have to be energy sovereign. You have to be sovereign. Okay, you have to know what you want, what you stand for. This is the time for you to draw your boundaries. Okay, now like this picture, cut the puppet strings. I know a lot of us has always been dependent on letting people tell us what we should and shouldn't do, and we go around like a puppet. Cut the strings, know what you want, where you want to go, what you want to do, and especially what you want to eat. Not anything can, anything can. What you want to eat. Okay, know this. You are your own government, which means that you own yourself and nobody else, right? Oh, by the way, energy sovereign also means to go chemical free. Don't be relying on chemicals. So keep your body clean in every way. Yeah. Now, a lot of us do this by meditation or by cleansing protocols, energy work, and stuff like that. However, if you are not very well versed with that, use essential oils. White Angelica is a great oil. Now, White Angelica is a very spiritual oil blend that has got 10 therapeutic oils inside. I don't remember what they are, but there are 10. And it has an amazing healing power and protection, as strong as if you're protected by angels. Okay, it increases the aura in your body, it expands it, So the other people toxic negative energy, when it comes at you, it just bounces off. It doesn't enter into you. So this would be a good oil for you to wear it in the day, wear it when you go out in the public, so that it's like a bubble, like a condom actually. It's sort of like, like keep your energy body really clean, and sort of protects you from other people's energy. How you use it would be put it on your hand, maybe 2 drops, go 3 times, energize it, tell it what you want to do, and then just apply all over your aura and finish with that. Yeah. Before you start, you can breathe in first, so you can feel your body with it. Breathe in 3 times, rub over your aura, and the balance you put it here, and then you can go out. You don't even have to touch your body, or you can make a spray. You make a spray. Then what you do is that you just spray it throughout, and or you can use what you call that thing, hand diffuser, handheld diffuser. You can just, like that, but it takes a bit longer lah, because that one is very slow. The next oil is actually Palo Santo. Now, Palo Santo is an amazing, amazing oil. Okay, it's just like frankincense. It's considered a spiritual oil for people in Peru and Ecuador. Okay, and they have been using it for centuries to drive away negative energies. And it is an extremely good oil to help with depression. If you've got panic attacks, it's very good for calming panic attacks, and amazingly good for cleaning energies in the house. For cleaning energy in the house, very, very good. And what happened is that, a lot of the new age shop, what they do is that they actually sells them not in oil form but in stick form. And then what you do is that we take it home, and then we use it to sort of um, sweep every room with the smoke to do it, like a smudge, right? But we don't need to do it, because we can actually use Palo Santo. We can diffuse it, we can wear it, and we can use it to clean the dirty energy from our body. So the other oils that's good for that is um, the combination. So if you feel out of balance, then 4 drops of Northern Lights and 4 drops of Idaho Blue Spruce. So that would be good. Or you can use Harmony, right? Now, for cleaning the house, this is extremely good. 4 drops of Northern Light with 4 drops of Palo Santo. When you leave the house, just let it run. It will help you to dispel all the negative disease energy, right? And put your house in a very high frequency kind of aura, right? And if you are the kind who likes to meditate, who likes to connect with your higher self, then 4 drops of Northern Lights and 4 drops of frankincense. So that is also a very, very good combination for that. Okay, the next thing is self love. Okay, in order for you to access all the other energy, everything that we've talked about till now, self love is very, very important. Because if you do not love yourself and you do not have your self worth, then how are you going to create? Because you will then believe that you don't deserve all of it. So you will have your mental body saying that I want this, I want this, I want this. And then you will have your emotional body say, yeah, right, you don't deserve it, you are lousy, you are nothing. How are you going to create it? It's polarities. Both are not agreeing to what you want, right? So self-love is very, very very, very important. Now, what I want to say is this: a lot of us think that self care is self love. No, okay? Don't confuse self care with self love. Self love is your empowered relation with yourself. It's your relation with yourself, your unconditional love with yourself, which will automatically then go into self care, right? Because self care is like a currency for loving yourself, right? Care and attention for yourself. If you love yourself, you will automatically care for yourself. But just caring for yourself doesn't mean that um, you are loving you. Sometimes self care just means that I need to fill an empty void in myself that I do not know how to fill, like an addiction, right? I want to buy more clothes, more bags, more shoes, more things to fill a hole which I don't know where is it. because you don't love yourself. You're just trying to fill the hole. Then you think, oh, I'm self-caring, I'm so loving, I buy myself handbag. No, don't don't confuse the difference. Self-care, self-love, completely different, right? Self-love is relationship with yourself. Self-care just comes, it's like the currency for loving yourself. Okay, so self-care is just a way of expressing um, our high regard for myself, a high regard that, oh, I love you, so I care for you, right? And your willingness to stand up for yourself. Okay, remember, you're your own best friend. If you don't treat yourself as your own best friend, and if you don't even like yourself, then why would you think other people would love you? And then if you don't love yourself, which means that I'm not worthy and I don't deserve, then how are you going to bring things into your life, things that you actually want? How are you going to manifest? You can't, right? So self-love is self-generating and self-sustaining all the time. It doesn't need any physical thing to make you feel that you are worthy. No, you don't need any of that. It is on its own. So self-love is very, very important at this time. Learn to love yourself. So the oil to use is geranium. Geranium is actually the same frequency as the heart. That's why we used it, right? But you can also use it on your boobs if you want, because it helps you from going south, right? So when you're doing work on yourself, geranium is a very good one because it helps you to open up the heart and see things and experience life from the heart center, not from your addiction or your hole in your life, and something missing in your life. You are experiencing life on the whole, from who and what you are, because you are worthy. Okay, and it opens the heart center. And what it does is that when it opens up, it connects you to it. Okay, it connects you to your authentic self, who you really, really are. Okay, so we'll be exploring a little bit. So what it does is it uplifts your mood. If you've got stress, it releases your stress because it helps you put things in perspective. It helps you to be in the now. And if you're depressed, it helps you with the depression. And of course, the other thing, it also improves circulation, right? And it improves circulation because it opens your heart to feel. So geranium is a really, really good oil to use, and it smells really nice. So you may use it as a perfume as well. Okay. Now, joy. Joy is another one that's for the heart. Actually, joy is an oil for relationship. If you want to improve relationship, joy is a very good heart, right? And joy is also used in the heart. It puts you in a frequency of, it opens the heart center, right? And it promotes confidence, it promotes happiness, and things like that. And don't forget, because geranium and joy actually opens the heart center, which is also the heart chakra. Do you know that your heart energy center extend down to your hands and your palm? So it is the whole of this area. So if your heart is filled with joy, then this area is all filled with joy, right? So when you cook or when you're with people, you are infusing them with your joy energy, with this high frequency, especially when you hug people. You're not just hugging with your arm, you're actually hugging with your heart, because the heart is amazing. So it just, engulf everything. And then your hands is going to come up with all the joy and everything. And, everything you do will be of joy. So joy, geranium, they all open the heart center. Yeah. Actually, even lime does that. Yeah. Lime also open the heart, but lime open the heart for you to cleanse and to heal and to see that things are not so bad. And I think lime is a nice smell, and it's quite a cheap oil as well. Yeah. Okay, belief. Okay, you need to believe in yourself, right? So what you do is that you put it on the top of your head. So we all have this belief that we are not enough. In fact, I was just talking to my niece another time, and we were just talking about having, which I suffer from it as well, called the imposter syndrome, right? So that comes from a space of, I don't believe in myself. I don't believe I'm good enough. I don't believe in my own potential, right? So belief is a good oil to open your awareness to your potential, that you are loved. Because if you are not loved, you wouldn't exist. Why would you exist? Right? God doesn't create useless things. God doesn't create things that are lousy. You know, the creator created you because you are important. If you're not important, you wouldn't exist, right? So to believe that you are all there is, that you are good, you are worthy, you know, and then to how do I say, to allow the innate gift to come forth. We are all born with innate gift. Like some people are born very clever with numbers. Some people are born very clever with art. Some people are born very clever with computer, right? We all have innate gift. So believe in yourself. It opens you up to let your innate gift flows through, right? The confidence, the focus, open-mindedness, and it helps you with your stress, because if you know yourself well, you won't be stressed, right? You will have a self inner awareness, right? And it helps you to relax, and it helps you to even have spiritual awareness that that you are a child of God, and that you are a spirit. You are not just a nobody. You are somebody. You are important. And it helps you to vision your goals as well, like envision, right? Like envision, it helps you to vision what your goals are. Very important oil, very good oil. In the morning, just drop some on your head. Okay? Now, the next skill or the next thing you have to know is know yourself. Okay, very important. Steadiness. You move forward, you move for strong, you move forward focus, you move forward with an intention. Okay, you move forward with a purpose. You know yourself. You stay strong, stays in the space of who and what you are, not compromising, with no explanation. This is you. Okay. And I know for a long time, we all talk about self esteem all the time. Oh, low self esteem, oh, high self esteem, oh, low self esteem, high. Actually, self esteem is your relationship with other people. You know, when people think that you're wonderful, high esteem, high self esteem. When people think that you are rubbish, low self esteem, right? So we have to come to a point whereby other people's opinion of us is none of their business, right? It doesn't affect me because I know who I am. Okay. So just remember this, self-esteem is a relationship with other people, right? But you need to have a relationship with yourself. You need to have self-compassion. You need to have a relationship with yourself. Very, very important. Self-compassion for yourself. Don't scold. You know, when you were young, your mother scold you. When you grow older and your mother is no more here, or you're not living with your mother, you can still hear your mother scolding you. When you do something, you can hear that little voice and say, "Don't do that, you stupid girl," or something like that, right? So get rid of those voices. You know, we don't need it. It's like your mother scold you. When you grow up, you take over and you now scold yourself, right? Have self-compassion for yourself. Treat yourself as if you are your own best friend. Why are you teaching your best friend so well and then treat yourself like rubbish, right? Treat yourself well. Okay, very, very important. Have self-compassion. Create unconditional regards for yourself. Okay, have a very solid, non-negotiable, positive relationship with yourself, with ourselves. Okay, then when we have this solid, grounded, positive relationship with ourselves, then only can we have a relationship with other people, right? If you're half past six, you attract half past six people. When you are full, you attract full. Okay. If you act like a child, you people around your life also all very childish one, because you attract what you broadcast, right? So your relationship with yourself, I know a lot of people, they don't know or they don't think this way, but a lot of the time, your relationship with yourself is going to determine what kind of relationship you will have with other people. So be steady in your person. Be a strong, be stay in your person. Stay strong there. Have steadiness. Move forward with a purpose. and be steadfast on what you want to happen in your life only by knowing who and what you are. If you don't know who you are, you wouldn't know what you want. Sometimes we seem to know our husband better than we know ourselves. We know what he wants, we know what he likes, but we don't know what we want and what we like, right? Because especially female, right? They are always compromising, sacrificing themselves for other people's happiness. So it's time to look after ourselves, especially those who have always been there for other people except them. Okay? It's not saying not loving them. Yes, love them. But be responsible for your own self as well. Not how I put it. If you are responsible for only other people and you are not responsible from your own happiness, that means you're sacrificing yourself all the time. That means that you are not responsible for your own self. Then you can't complain because then you fall into victimhood. Okay? So the oil to use it, clarity. Energy goes where focus goes. So if you are not clear, right, on what you want, you're going to manifest a lot of things that you actually don't want because you are not a deliberate manifester, right? You are manifesting what you're broadcasting. And it could be things that you don't want. So you are manifesting all the time. The question is not about whether you can manifest. The question is that what are you manifesting, right? Now, so if you are not clear on what you want, you become a random manifester. You know, you have no idea what you're going to manifest. So you need to be clear so that you can become a deliberate manifester. That means you know what you want and that is what you're going for, right? It's just like if you are sick, right? You go to the doctor and you say, I've got a liver problem. They look at the liver and they do the liver, right? They're not going to go to the whole body and go, okay, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? So you need to be very, very, I think that was a very bad example. But anyway, you know what I mean, right? So feelings, like I said earlier, it's the language of your higher self. Okay, so your feelings towards what you want, and so your point of view is going to create your reality. Your point of view, what you think, is going to create that reality for you. Okay, now, so clarity is a very, very good oil because it gives you the mental concentration and the alertness. Okay, it gives you that mental edge, right? And it gives you a boost, that you it gives you a mental boost on what you want. And it's also a very good oil if you are mentally tired. You use this oil, and that's also a very good oil because it's an oil that also restore mental alertness and your wakefulness. And if you're the one who sort of feels fatigue and drowsiness all the time, that's a very good oil for that. Okay, it's inside. I think it's got peppermint, it's got rosemary, and these are the oils that has been used many years to promote the mental sharpness. Okay, so the same thing, behind the ear, on the forehead, behind the neck, on the pulse point, and on your energy center. The next oil is common sense. I know this is a strange to people. Common sense, I don't want to buy. Okay, common sense is not what you think. It's not for people who are stupid and they don't have common sense. Okay, this oil, what it actually does is that it helps you to make decisions that are more in alignment, right? It's not, decisions that, oh, I don't know this or that. So it helps you to make a more appropriate decisions instead of decisions that's from your belief system and your ego, right? So it is actually a oil that helps you to be more focused on what your soul intention is, what is in you that you want, not from your belief systems and what your ego wants, right? So this is a very, very good oil. It helps you with rational decisions. Yeah, rational, practical decisions. And lastly, flexibility. Flexibility is important because nowadays manifestation is so fast. I tell you, some of you has already probably experience it. It's so fast, and it's going to get faster as the energy gets lighter, right? So if you've decided on something and then the next day you've decided that's not what you want, have the flexibility to be able to change your course of action, your change of direction. Don't be so stubborn, okay? Because we change all the time. Something happened the next day, and then we say, oh, this is no longer appropriate, you know, and then you be flexible enough to change it, right? Because circumstances has changed. So, okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you very, very much. Um, and that's all. Okay, I think, let me see, we have some. Okay, let me stop the recording first. Stop.